Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. I got another new deck. It's always very exciting for me. This is a need, not a want, obviously. It's the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot from Lo Scarabeo. And I was reading through the guidebook before I got on about the Pre-Raphaelites, who I didn't really know anything about. And I'm very enamored with the effort that was put into this deck to match up the cards with the works of art that they were inspired by. And I'm very enamored with the ideology of the Pre-Raphaelites. I think I'm going to have to get a more extensive book about them. But they seem to be a lot in line with some of the things that I've been saying on this channel, like about magic coming from nature and reconnecting with nature and the roles of women and such things. All right, we've got our High Priestess here reading. I don't know what that is next to her. Something with its mouth open, it looks like, and stone. And we've got the Queen of Wands, wow. Of course, with her black cat and gecko for her house. So the High Priestess is the connection to the other side. She guards the divine wisdom, and she's always depicted with two pillars and a tapestry with pomegranates on it between them. The pillars are usually meant to depict what you pass through to get to the other side. The tapestry is the veil, and the pomegranates are representative of the underworld through Persephone, although not just her. And so she is the guardian of wisdom. And now the Queen of Wands is the witch in the tarot. She is the one who makes things happen. So my first thought when I saw these two together, both on thrones, is that now is the time where you are bringing things from your divine knowing, from your subconscious, your higher self, the collective subconscious, definitely. And you're pulling it through and making it so below. Where it was as above, now you're bringing it down. I will be very surprised if the Magician doesn't come out here. So we've got the Nine of Wands here, and there's a girl. I don't know if she's standing in this tree or she's supposed to be growing in this tree, and she's got, again, I don't know if that's meant to be clothing or some sort of restraint, but it's ivy around her pelvis. She's topless, that's why I'm holding it. And then there's Puck or Pan there playing the flute. This is you in this reading because you're showing up as a divine feminine. And I had talked about the satyrs and the trickster gods before. I've always thought of them as truth tellers, though, amidst the chaos and the pranks. They're not ones to weave fancies. They're not one to tell tall tales, in my understanding and interacting with them. I haven't looked a lot into the history, so there might be stories of them doing such things, but this is, the nine is you coming into your fullest. All of the strife and the passion and all of this growth, literal growth in this case, has made a wall behind you, and now you are coming up in the trees through nature, literally, through your interaction with nature, as I point to the window. As you can see reflected in the glass here. And the trickster gods are helping you. I don't know how much this came out in a reading before and how much of it came out for me after the reading, but these are the kind of gods that will help you on this step of the way. Coyote, for me, has always been the strongest one to come through. I do live in America, where he's native to. I don't know which tribe. Unfortunately, I haven't looked into him. I work with death goddesses usually, Aphrodite lately. The coyote's always available. The trickster gods, they do come at a price. They like to play pranks and they like to test the boundaries. Devil's advocate I'm getting. They won't allow you to go into something without testing your worthiness, which is part of it. It's not just an impishness, it's a test. And the fact that he's playing the flutes is tied into his music. Are you worthy of this art? Are you ready to grow up and transcend in a new way within nature? And the fact that she's naked here is always representative in the tarot of a stripping away of the trappings of society, the things that we think we have to put on as vestments, like literally the way that we have to appear to people is represented in clothing in the tarot. And this is a message that it's about who you are on the inside. And you can choose how you present yourself on the outside, but it should be an expression and an extension of your inside. It should not be in contrast with it. It should not be a mask any longer. Like, get rid of the corporate garb. It will no longer serve you here in this place. Let's see what I have. The Chariot. This is the Ace of Swords, which for some reason I saw the one and I thought of the Magician, and the Eight of Cups. The Chariot is Cancer, and it's willpower. Mercury is going to be spending the next while in Cancer, and it's going to go retrograde around July 4th, which is a return to the home, because Cancer is the home. And Mercury goes back over, Mercury is also a trickster god. Mercury goes back over the things, in this case, that are imbalanced in you, with the white and the black horse. Let me get that. When I've moved in the next couple months, there will hopefully not be loud air conditioning. But right now, in this time, it's meant to be a constant reminder of the noise of the world around us. And the vestments we're meant to take off. Because nature has its own song, but it's quieter and it's felt, not heard. Except the birds you can hear, but you know what I mean. So Mercury going retrograde is revisiting. It's like going back for an edit. Like the first time was the dress rehearsal, and now you go back and you revisit things from your past when last Mercury was in retrograde, particularly last in the sign. I found this out last night when I was watching an astrology thing. I was like, I might be moving during a Mercury retrograde, which is not advisable because it's going back to something from your past that you moved on from. But it's a revisiting, so sometimes you need to go back and revisit something and see if you feel the same way about it, if it has the same value for you, like where you want to go from there to see. The Ace of Swords is the Sword of Truth. There are a lot of topless women in this deck, and I believe it's the representation, like the famous portrait of France, the woman during the Revolution. She was topless, she was barefoot. I believe she was carrying their flag. And it's a representation of openness and truth. And this is the Sword of Truth and the Crown of Victory. And once again, we have our bird song. This appears to be a canary. And I think of the canary in the coal mine, the first to tell you when there's something afoot. I'm also drawn to the butterflies on her crown here and the roses behind her. There's a purity coming through in this new place that you've manifested into, that you've grown into. I was given the message last night as I was watching a sentencing. I like to watch a lot of true crime. And people come in and they do victim impact statements and they talk about how that one incident changed their life and how it's been changed forever because the person is gone. So all of the things that they would have done with that person, every time they think of them or go to events, they're reminded. However, it's still one isolated incident. And the message was that the way of the Phoenix is not in isolation. Because those of us who have walked this path, it's not one thing, it's life. It's a constant thing. The fire is ever present, and we are born into it and live in it like a swamp. There are a lot of swamps that burn regularly with wildfires, and the organisms that live there, the trees, are adapted to it, and they actually need it. Their bark has a layer that will fall off and rejuvenate in the flames. There are types of pine cones that are sealed shut so tightly that they need the heat of the fire to open. Many things like this. I did a report about this in high school on swamps, and I always think of myself as a swamp creature, a swamp witch. And it's a very scorpionic thing as well, as the Phoenix is. And many people that you will be encountering and guiding in this new age are the kind of people that have like that one traumatic thing, or that would, if it hasn't happened to them yet, because their lives have been fairly easy and straightforward and chaos free. And it will be a bit discordant to you because you'll think, my life is always like this. It's not one isolated incident. The fire is constant. It's always here. I am built for the fire. And that's the purpose of you being put through what you were put through by spirit, is so that you don't feel absolutely devastated by these single incidences. You are the trees in the swamp that need the fire to cleanse them, to open them up, to rejuvenate them, and to burn away all the pests, they said. Because trees can have a lot of problems with things like ants and diggers of many different species, and the fire will burn them away, and then it will just be you standing there rooted in your glory, going forward. So the fire will not devastate you the way it will others. The fire will burn away everything that attacks you, that opposes you, and that doesn't belong in this environment where you are now natural. It's not some weird thing anymore for you to be a swamp creature. We are now in the swamp environment, and swamps are very rich because there's a lot of turnover of life, which feeds more life, and it's a very diverse ecosystem, and it's a very healthy and nutrient heavy ecosystem. It's not like a desert. The last card was the Eight of Cups, and I'm trying to figure out what is on his staff here. It looks like a conch shell at the bottom, and that might be a dolphin, but there's a handle in the middle of the dolphin's body for him to hold on. It kind of looks like a walking stick, except it doesn't look sturdy enough to put weight on. Decorative. But he's got his eyes on this galaxy happening over here, and he's almost urgently going towards it and reaching out to it. And it's like, you've been through all the things. You've got your cups lined up, and now you see that what you wanted is something in the stars, something else entirely. Now that you can see the truth with the Ace of Swords, and you can hear the song, and you've been elevated by nature because of your connection to it. You've grown up with it, but it is a choice. Cancer requires willpower. You have to walk the path here. And when I first saw this card, I thought of the Emerald City and the Yellow Brick Road, which I think was kind of golden orange like this. They will welcome you now. They will roll out the red carpet for you, colloquially. I believe that's a lion or a panther on his neck piece here. Some kind of cat. Cats keep coming up. But you are royalty to this place. Come here. I'm not playing with him and I'm being shunned. It's giving me his very upset expression. I'm just gonna pull some oracle cards and I'll be done, okay? This is a pretty straightforward message about you making the connection as a witch from above to below. Seek the angel perspective. We got this one last time. There's your above and there's your below. And even below, you're not standing on the ground, you're flying, and you've got your wand to manifest. All this that you went through was to grow your wings so that you can manifest whatever you want here on earth while your higher self rests, because you are where you need to be. Seek the truest self. That comes back to what I said about derobing. Don't be what people expect of you anymore. Connect into nature. It knows your true self and it loves you for what you are. And work on taking off that last layer of confession, of truth. Birdsong keeps coming up. She has also got some sort of markings in white. They look like foliage. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a pine cone and flowers on her chest and neck in white. Below your skin, you are something else. You are not just human. You are a part of this magic here. And you are from somewhere else. A shooting star and the moon again. I'm constantly getting sky imagery. And the moon has its correspondence to the High Priestess. She's even got a moon here next to her. And above her with the pomegranate. It's about using your intuition. It's about calling down your guides and knowing the true path. The sun stands behind one of these pillars here, and there's a right way now to go, and you are guided to it, and you know the way. And you know the wisdom. She's kind of zoned out here. She's not really reading this book. It's for others to be read to. She doesn't need to read it. Because she's connected now. You are connected now. And you don't need anything else. So all you have to do is choose to go forward into balance, which can feel strange because your natural habitat is fire. However, the fire is the suit of wands. The fire is what allows you to manifest. And the growth that you have gone through here, standing in the tree, with all of your wands behind you, and spirit on your side, an unexpected visitor, they're saying. A helpful friend. And now you can grow up and see with all of your gifts, all of your fire energy and your wands, just like the wand and the girl, being guided over this sleeping city. Use your wings, they're saying. You can see the way and you can make changes as you go. All you have to do is choose it. I love you. I'll see you very soon.